Thank you, Amina, Jill, and all of the student organizers for inviting me to stand with you and your peers. Give yourselves a hand. Give yourselves a hand for putting this together. If you really want to know, if you really love another human being as much as you love yourself, then ask yourself if you have done everything that you can do to make sure that another human being hasn't suffered through the insurmountable pain of necessary and senseless deaths from gun violence. This is not a political campaign. This is not a political rally. So spare me. Spare us with all of the political platitudes. We cannot triumph over senseless deaths, loss of life, the grief due to gun violence. There are no winners here. These are unchangeable elements that we have to deal with. We need to be honest. We need to be said and let this be true. It is evident that these young people are focused on helping themselves, helping one another, and sending strong messages right here in Detroit and all around the world that we are marching for our lives. This is not personal. This is personal, I'm sorry. This is very personal to me. But this is not transactional business as usual. I represent mothers of murdered children. My daughter, myself, and my entire family are carrying a painful, complex, and complicated grief. I am the mother of a murdered son. My son, Conte, was shot 7 times, 5 times in the back, once in the arm, and once in the leg with a semi-automatic 22 caliber AR-15 style rifle while he was at work on October 30th, 2017. My only son was 24 years old when he was murdered, and the accused suspects are ages 16 and 23. We stand here today collectively with one another to call out systems of domination and oppression that overwhelms both the external world that we live in and our own consciousness as it relates to these gun laws that is increasing our pain and suffering. When we commit and work for justice, it requires enormous morals. It requires enormous ethical consciousness, and most of all, love. That evolves from just talk. It evolves to straight up activism. This call to action is dedicated towards equality, peace, and a strong belief in our young people. A belief that we as people have the ability to transform, reform, and transfigure the world in which we occupy with all of the safeties and the protections that we all deserve. We live and operate on an individualistic platform in society that does breed anger, greed, and violence. We cannot continue to allow this to exist. To counter greed, we need a sense of abundance. To counter the fear and trauma that we're all dealing with, we all need hope. And this hope is every face that I see right here. To counter violence, we need peace. So today, I honor my son's life. Today, I honor each and every parent that has lost a child to gun violence. Today, I stand here with you and honor each of you, the future leaders of this free world, and having the courage without shame to confront those who are absent of morality, accountability, and those not taking responsibility for the historical legacies and institutional patterns and practices that created these social and political relations unequally, unfairly, and where the advantage and the privilege prosper on many levels at the expense of others who are marginalized. We gotta move from grief to action. We got to move from grief to action. We are marching for our lives. God bless you all. Thank you. Peace.